Hi everyone, my name is Willow Rose Moondancer. I make videos here on YouTube about Wicca, and I also have a blog called wiccans@wicca.com. Today I thought we would do just another little tea talk. I don't drink tea, so this is actually like a half coffee, half hot chocolate. But if you want, go grab something to drink. I always make these videos on a Sunday morning, so it's just kind of natural for me to have a cup. Today we are going to be talking about what starseeds are and how to know if you are a starseed, or at least some inclinations that you might be. Also, if you didn't notice last week, this is a beautiful Hufflepuff mug, so let me know down in the comments below what house you are from. I'm obviously Hufflepuff. So, firstly, let's talk about what is a starseed. So, what we need to start with is that our souls have different origins. So they all obviously come from the universal energy source. But at some point, there has to be a time when your piece of the universal energy source first became part of a soul. And so there are various origins for where your soul can come from. It could come from the Fey realm. It could come from here on Earth. It could come from the angelic realm, and it can also come from a different planet. So when there is a soul that is inhabiting a body on Earth, but is not originally from Earth, but rather from a different planet, that is what makes someone a starseed. So, now you're probably wondering, well, how do I know if I am a starseed? And so I'm going to give you a list of examples. You can find many lists online about the various characteristics as well. These are just some of a few. So, the first thing is that you may notice that you feel homesick regardless of where you are. So even if you're at home, you may notice that you're starting to feel homesick, or you always have been, rather. Another thing that may be a sign that you are a starseed is that you didn't fit in with other children. So it's quite possible that the customs that your soul is used to are not the customs that we have here on Earth, and so that might have really ostracized you as a child. You have a very strong feeling of wanting to go home. So this kind of ties in with being homesick wherever you are. Your soul knows that this is not where you're supposed to be. So another characteristic of a starseed is that you have had strong psychic and or paranormal experiences as a child, and you're still having them today. So, starseeds, like people, so souls from different planets are a lot more prone to being psychic because different planets tend to be a lot more awakened than this planet Earth. And so, your soul is probably still in tune with the planet that it's originally from. Not to mention that starseeds in general just tend to have higher, more prominent vibrations, which also attracts paranormal activity. You are highly sensitive. So you could be highly sensitive to others' emotions. You could be highly sensitive when it comes to your own emotions, so things might upset you more than they upset the regular person. And this could also be talking about being sensitive psychically as well. So to tie in with being sensitive to other people's emotions is that you are quite empathetic, which has a lot to do with experiencing others' emotions. This does not necessarily mean that you are an empath, but it could very well manifest itself that way. You have a deep inner wisdom, and you feel timeless. So souls that originate from different planets tend to have a lot more wisdom, because Earth, compared to other planets, tends to be rather underdeveloped. It's a planet that needs a lot of help from other planets, and so those of us whose souls originate from those planets have a wisdom to themselves that people from Earth just don't have. You have a strong sense of an inner personal mission. Even if you don't know what that mission is, you just know that you have a certain purpose on this earth. And this is because most starseeds that are here on this earth do not just come here for, a little tourist attraction. They're coming here because they see that Earth needs help, and so they reincarnate themselves into a human earthling form because they have a purpose here to help Earth. You may also find that you have intense and vivid dreams, and I'm pretty sure this also links with being highly intuitive and psychic. Small children and babies are fascinated by you, and this is because you are giving off a different energy than the other beings around them, and young children and babies are very sensitive to these energies as well as animals, so they're going to be paying more attention to you because you stick out to them. You have a deep connection with nature and seem to be able to communicate with nature on some level. So one, I think as a starseed, you are going to be really interested in nature because Earth's nature is a lot different than the nature that you're used to from your home planet. So you're going to want to soak it all in. And because you're from a planet that is past way beyond the years as Earth is, much more awoken, much more in tune with their spirituality, you are going to have kept some of that knowledge on how to connect with nature and communicate with it. And so you may find that you have more of an ability to connect with nature here on Earth than others do because of your past life experience. So as a kid, you didn't fit in, but that also ties in with this next characteristic, which is even now as an adult or a young teenager, you may also find that you are not fitting in with society as a whole, and you are kind of considered strange or weird, or just overall different. This is 100% okay, and it's simply because your customs on your home planet are just different than the ones that we have here on Earth. I encourage you to embrace that weirdness, that differentness, because that is what's going to change the Earth for the better. And you may find that you don't have very many friends because you're going to find it hard to connect with people here on Earth, simply because they just have such a different mindset than those of your home planet. And so it may be hard to find those friendships that people here on Earth seem to make so easily. Another sign that you could be a starseed is that you're very aware of energy and how that energy affects you and others. And this, once again, it ties in with being sensitive, it ties in with being empathetic, it ties in with being in tune with your psychic abilities and your intuition. You just have a very easy time feeling the energies around you, and you can use that to help further your purpose here on Earth by channeling those energies and figuring out how to help other people feel them just like you do. And the last sign we're going to talk about today is you have a great understanding of the greater workings of the universe. So I think that the reason why this is because where you have such a distinct purpose for being here, your soul is just more in tune with the workings of the universe, as that is kind of necessary to complete your purpose. I don't think that the universal energy source would have a purpose for you and then just leave you high and dry on how to figure it out. I feel like the university energy source is giving you, they're helping you manifest those abilities so you can really meet your purpose and meet your goals. So now we are going to talk about how this all ties to me, because I think it's always fun to do these videos and then also let you learn a little bit about myself. So I myself am a starseed. I had some inclinations for a while, but then, as I've mentioned before, I went to see my shaman. For the very first time. She didn't really know anything about me. This was like very first appointment. All she knew was my name. And so I go into this appointment, and I'm not gonna lie, I was very skeptical at first because this was my first kind of like metaphysical healing appointment of any kind. Anyway, so she goes in and she does her thing, and at the end she tells me that my soul is from a planet in a galaxy quite far away from here, and that this is probably only my first or very early on of my reincarnations here on Earth, and that I had many reincarnations previously on this other planet. She then continued to tell me that the reason why my soul is reincarnating here on Earth is because I have a purpose here to help Earth, which is to help educate the younger generation. And crazy enough, I had not told her this, and it hadn't been on any social media or on Facebook because it hadn't been finalized yet. But I had actually just recently applied at that point to be an early childhood educator. And so I thought it was really awesome how, without any background knowledge on me, that she was able to know what my purpose was and that I was actually on my way to pursuing it. So that is my story on how I found out I was a starseed. If you are interested, I can make more videos like this. This is just a general video on general starseeds, but there are 3 main categories of types of starseeds. And if you would like me to do videos on what they are and how you know that you are one of them, then just let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, make sure you check out my blog, wiccans.wicked.com. I make 2 videos a week. I make one on Wednesday and one on Friday, and make sure you subscribe to me here because I make 2 videos a week, one on Monday and one on Thursday. And until next time, blessed be.